I may not be in the Purple Club, but I hear they have a secret handshake that involves squeezing grapes until they burst.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and I thought I'd start a serious video with a little humor. I have no idea what this purple means. Probably nothing, but I do find it amusing. In this video, competition is heating up for hosting XRP events. The central bankers also ended their week-long meeting in Japan, prepping for the G7 summit. They released a communique on crypto, and JPMorgan, under the radar, with a few new banks. You want to know about that. And SBI, the largest outside shareholder of Ripple, and an absolute beast in the blockchain ecosystem, they had their quarterly shareholder meeting, recorded both in a video and English audio, along with a 178-page deck. We're going to look at some of those highlights and a live demo of payments on the XRP Ledger, moving Bitcoin to pay out in the US dollar. I can't wait to show you that. All right, everybody, let's go. Central bank governors and finance ministers all gathered in the northwest part of Japan. It's called Niigata, famous for their rice and sake. It lasted from the 11th through the 13th. They talk about this high-level recommendation coming from the Financial Stability Board in July for a supervisory framework for the crypto asset and markets, including stablecoins. What they're attempting to do is take a united approach to avoid regulatory arbitrage. A form of that arbitrage, you could say, is with Coinbase stepping out of the US with an international exchange. They're going to be able to offer products and services that customers can't get in the United States. The US politicians are really pulling off some very close brinkmanship in regards to raising the debt ceiling. And it appears Janet Yellen is seriously concerned. Have a listen to her very short clip here where she spoke about this issue.
If the debt's, I'm often asked questions, if the debt ceiling is not raised, what would you do? Would you do this? Would you ignore the debt ceiling and pay all the bills? What exactly would you do? And I don't want to go there and discuss alternatives. There are choices to be made if we got into that situation. But as you think about each possible thing that we could do, the answer is there is no good alternative that will save us from catastrophe. And so I don't want to get into ranking which bad alternative is better than others. The only reasonable thing is to raise the debt ceiling and to avoid the dreadful consequences that will come if we have to make those choices.
Some turn to the price of gold to see what the sentiment is in regards to macroeconomics, and gold is holding its own above $2,000 an ounce. It's up quite a bit over the last 12 months. Crypto is still trending as a risk-off asset. You can see it goes one step forward and two steps back. This photo was taken on Friday when we spent some time in a karaoke box together. The purpose was to shoot some footage for a video that's going to be released in September after the Ripple Apex event. That is a big event that happens annually for people who are building on the XRP Ledger. And to my right there is Mai, and Mai-san is the new Japanese support for the Sum wallet. I think you know the Sum wallet is Wietse Wind and his team in the Netherlands. And to my left is the video storyteller Zerpinator. I'm sure he's going to create something wonderful for everyone to see. Speaking of XRP events, it's heating up. Let the competition begin. Crypto conferences and crypto events, they're big money businesses. Consensus is the cornerstone of CoinDesk's $25 million in revenue that they had in 2019, with 85% of that coming from their conferences. And currently, I've been contacted about 3 new XRP events that are in the works and planning stages. And XDC will have its first event in August in Austin. I'm wondering who will have the first big altcoin conference. On Friday, the CEO of SBI Holdings in Japan, Mr. Yoshitaka Kitao, gave a nearly 2-hour presentation for the shareholders, and it had a few rough spots. The crypto asset business was down 45% year on year. It was a rough year, losing a large amount of the market making with the impact of a few trading partners going bankrupt. You know the names. And also mining was really off. The business lost 8.5 billion yen with the fall of crypto asset prices and the withdrawal from their mining operations in Russia. The SBI leadership has vision. In the red font, these are the areas that expanded in 2022. You can see that they began staking. They had the Flare wrap and delegation services, the SBI Web3 wallet, and then a brand new service for wholesale transactions. Looks like they're getting into a strong OTC service. The number of digital assets that are being handled has also increased to 24, which is really good because it's difficult to get a green light in Japan for a listing. And within that overall crypto asset business, you can see that Ripple and their services on the XRP Ledger, along with the international remittances that uses the on-demand liquidity, ODL, is still very much a part of the value of their circle of synergy. There's a lot happening in the cross-border blockchain network of multi-currency interbank payments platforms, and it was co-founded by JPMorgan, Standard Chartered, and DBS Bank. It's also backed by the government of Singapore. It's called Partior, and 2 new banking members joined their network this week. That would be Deutsche Bank and the Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation. They proudly broadcast on their job postings that they are going to disrupt the payments industry. Keep your eye on this Partior. Saving the best for last. This is a live demo. You're going to watch Bitcoin being used to pay out in US dollars using the XRP Ledger. Enjoy. You are about to learn 2 ways you can send Bitcoin where you won't get stuck in the congestion, you won't have outrageous fees, and it all happens in about 3 to 5 seconds. Let's say you live in El Salvador and you want to pull out some cash of the ATM, so you want to do it spending your Bitcoin. You could use the QR code, scan it from your smartphone, insert the amount you want to withdraw, and without even touching the Bitcoin layer, it's done in 3 to 5 seconds. So you're saying to yourself, yeah, I'm not exactly sure about this. Well, let me show you a live demo. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to use a wallet that is Mr. Bradley Hoggs. He wants to send a payment to somebody who would like to receive US dollars, but Mr. Bradley Hoggs would like to use his Bitcoin. So he first goes under the deposit and receive and clicks on Pay Now. He then hits US dollar. His recipient is using a Ripple pay string. That's a single ID for anyone needing to send and receive money, a universal payment identifier. It's an open source solution that was launched in 2020. Very convenient. So he decides to send then the 20 US dollars, enters in the pay string address identifier. Now remember, the recipient will receive US dollars, but here Mr. Hoggs has 5 currencies to choose from to pay. He selects Bitcoin. That happens to be 0.000734474 BTC. That's what will be sent, but it will arrive in US dollars. He confirms the transaction with the PIN. He's then thanked that the payment was initiated. A message that the transfer was processed appears, And now we can see the status is successful. We check the transaction on the XRP Ledger testnet and voila! It cost just 0.00001 XRP to transact with Bitcoin. What app can do this? That would be Spend the Bits, powered by the XRP Ledger.